Hello, hello, and welcome back to another live stream. How's it going, everyone? Happy Thursday. My goodness. Tomorrow's Friday, guys. It's Friday. Tomorrow's Friday. I can't wait. Okay, guys, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. 5.6 is yes, you should. Why the evil? Why do you think it's gonna be bad or something? That's the plan for today, guys. I got the plugin, so yes, I'll probably update. I just want to do some tests before I update because I want to see the performance difference. Hopefully a lot of issues. Usually never are. Usually never are. Hey, Stormer, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Yeah, it's not like I'm doing like C++ and some other voodoo stuff that would cause issues between versions. No, I'm usually fine. No, but the final plugin is out, so theoretically, I should just see a performance boost for doing nothing except updating. You stop updating because your PC can't do cool new things. So you upgrade to 5.5 for megalights. We can't use them. Yeah, megalights aren't production ready. And also 5.6 gives you a performance boost. So yeah, I would upgrade because you get better performance in the newer version. Not because of new tools. But you're of course you're welcome to stay in the same version. You're not losing much. In terms of like features, like instant actors being used with PCG is kind of big. That's a big one. If you have a big open world, then the new biome system is better. So, you know, there's reasons to update. It's gonna break your widgets? How? I have widgets in my game and I update every time without issue. You have a plugin called Niagara UI. It's really the only plugin you use besides the water. Just wait for it to update. That's why I haven't updated until what we're gonna be doing probably today, because I was waiting for my plugins to update. Yep. Yeah, you don't want to jump to new versions before plugins finish updating. I should probably update my light manager to 5.6 as well. Probably a good idea. When you went from 5.4 to 5.5, you delete all your UI Niagara. Did you install the plugin first? And is there a pop-up that says, "Do you want to disable this?" And you said yes. I mean, I don't know about the UI Niagara one that you're using, but I don't know. Personally, I've never had issues. But I'm not using that specific plugin. You did not? Well, if you don't install the plugin in the new version, of course it's not gonna work in the new version. It's not like all your plugins don't just magically work in the new version. You have to install the plugin separately. Yeah. Like some plugins, you can install previous versions onto newer ones if it's something small, but usually no. Usually no such luck. But yeah, the plan I think is going to be updating to 5.6 and then going from there, because I want to do some performance testing. We'll do some benchmarking, kind of like in some levels here. We'll play around, see what the performance is without like doing anything fancy, right? And then we'll go to 5.6 and see what the performance numbers are and compare. It won't be scientific. Like, I'm not gonna go in through, make sure like my screen resolution and all that is the same, etc., etc. But I think it'll be fine. So, shall we? Let's go to the hub. Let's do a stat unit. Probably go full screen for this. Okay, so if I'm like all around here, it's pretty stable. That's where it is. So, okay, I need to take a screenshot while, you know, I'm on this. Screenshot. Okay. Take a few of them. This is going to be hub. Okay. That's the hub. We can go to an actual level. Actually, let's go to, not this one, let's go to the starting level. Start room. So that way I don't load any mobs. I hate this Windows Shift S and Shift is my dash, so. Yeah, let's do that. So I'll screenshot there. Save. This is going to be our starting room. What other one do we want to do? We can do the test. We can do the test room. It's not going to be much here. Yeah, there's not much here, but find out. Yeah, not super scientific. Testing. You're making lots of characters. Found out your why your textures were the same. Blender was using a stored texture. You don't know anything in Blender but one thing. But you know that one thing well. Hey, sometimes you only need to know the one thing, and that's okay. Nothing wrong with that. And let's do a little test inside of a game. I mean, 17, 18, 19 milliseconds. I mean, honestly, all things considered, not the worst. Let's save that, and then in game, trying to think if looks nice. Thank you. You can thank Lumen for that one. Unconfigured, unset up Lumen. Okay, so I think at this point we update. because we now have, let's see. We have 4. We have the hub. We have in-game. We have the starting room, and we have the test level. That should be enough. Still do not know the input millisecond why it's always so high, but you know. Actually, if I press, if I make a new level. Yeah, input is just always high. I don't know why. Okay, but let's update. Gray wallpaper. Let's update. Launch 5.6. It's a pretty cool wallpaper. Thank you. Welcome in, like Locust. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. My wallpaper cycle, which is why I say cool wallpaper. You thought that was the new Fortnite? Fortnite wishes it was looked like this. I wish if Fortnite looked like this, I mean, you know, maybe I would consider playing it at some point. So we want to open you. More options. Convert in place. Plugin cleaner is not there. Yes, I would like to disable and continue. Oh, no. I meant to. I need to delete the Dungeon Architect. Okay, hopefully things won't break. I forgot that my Dungeon Architect is in the plugin folder, which I need to remove. It's fine. I'm sure things will be fine in a second. So just close that. Just a bunch of warnings. Don't worry about it. Plugins, Dungeon Architect, delete. Let's try launching it again. Why do I have this in my root folder? That should go away. Manage plugins. Dungeon Architect. Okay, Dungeon Architect is enabled. Okay. Remember to do a backup first? Backups? Welcome on, Sidri. My backup is already done through Git. That's enough. I can restore things that I just load up in 5.5 then. But I'm not worried. So let's go ahead and play. It of course needs to load the stuff. So, you know, that's fine. Oh, when I middle click, it says shift 1 for mouse cursor. Interesting. Okay. Stat unit. Okay, let's see. So we're at 100% resolution here, technically. We weren't at 100% resolution before. I'm pretty sure screen resolution is not 100% by default on the old one. I should have looked at what... Oh no, it's at... Oh, it is lower. Oh, is it lower? Oh, it's lower in editor, but higher when played. I wonder if it's the same thing in the other one. There's no way of being to tell. Okay, but Where is my... Okay. Okay, look at that. This is already looking promising. Okay, so the left one, I'll zoom in a little. The left one is 5.5. 5.6 is the one here in the snipping tool. Overall, it's lower. Game is, and again, this is not scientific, right? This is not scientific. I didn't make sure that I got the exact same location. I didn't make sure to do anything, but general. In general, the draw is substantially lower. On the left, it's 8.66. This is 4. RHI is considerably lower. It's like halved. GPU time is like a millisecond lower. Input, I mean, look, still don't understand input. Memory, about the same. Draws, slightly less. Prims, slightly more. Interesting. But overall, good. Overall, good. Okay? We went in the positive direction on this one. Without doing anything, or just updated to 5.6. Okay? Next. Let's go to the hub. All right, just gonna make sure everything here is loaded. I'm trying to position myself roughly in the same spot as I did here. Okay. So let's see. We're looking at higher game, lower draw. So game is higher in this case. Lower draw, lower RHI, lower GPU, ICE overall lower. Because in this case, the GPU is the highest, so your so that's what would be your frame. Your frame would be your highest, which is 5.72. That's an improvement. And out of curiosity, just for math-wise, sorry, back out. 5.72 divided by 6.59, and you can see I try to get about the same location in both as well. That is what, 13%, 14%, 13 something percent extra performance, roughly. That's pretty good. That is pretty good. Okay. Let's go next. Let's go with the starting room. Yeah, this is for free. This is, again, the performance we're checking here is purely updating to 5.6. Nothing else has changed. As you can see, I've just taken screenshots, I'm opening, and I'm checking. No other changes, just loading it. Not the most scientific version, but still, right? Free performance. Let's go with the starting room again. Now wait for it to like load everything. Yep. From here. And I'll try to line it up about this. I can already tell you it's more performant. Holy shit. This one's going to be a big one, I think. Try to line it up. Yeah, I'm sure. Doesn't really matter. At this point, this one's going to be a big one. Oh, that's because I'm not in full screen. Nope, I'm an idiot. Hold on. Oh, still gonna be a big one. Still gonna be a big one. Here. Making sure it's full screen both scenarios is kind of important. Okay. This is the old. This is the new. Okay. So, our frame has gone down. Okay. Game is very slightly more, but it's within like it fluctuates. So, you know, I'll say this one's a null. Draw went from 9 milliseconds, because 8.98 on the left, to 473. That is huge. Again, RHI went from 4 to 2.78. That's over 25% improvement. GPU 7.9 to 6.9. Right? All good. All good. So, right, if we go based on the GPU being the highest before, 6.92 divided by 7.91. Again, the same roughly 13% improvement on the GPU. RHI is a huge improvement, right? 2.78 divided by 4.03, right? We're at like 40% improvement on the RHI. Again, for free. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. The last one we're gonna check is the game one. Actually going in game. Kind of arguably the most the most important one. Also the most difficult one to get the similar setup here for testing, because, well, the map is randomized. Just waiting for it to load everything, because you can see this would be a bad time to take a screenshot. Okay, I think we're good. Let's go. Things are still loading in. Okay. Just gonna run around. I'm gonna load more of these guys, so there's just more around. I think I loaded probably. Oh god, right, it's still all moving. Okay. I think. Here, let me just do this. From here. This one's probably going to be a not quite better, but I'm loading in more things. I think in this one. I think I went and loaded far more. Yeah. Yeah, this one I think I loaded more stuff, but even still, like that's not much more for. Yeah, I have like 1,000 more draws now. Okay, let's try to. I'm gonna try playing again, and I'm gonna try to aim for about 2,000 draws to get a better comparison, just for myself, right? Because I'm curious. And then we get started with actually, the new 5.6 stuff. Nope, 1800, 1900. Oh. Okay, just about there. Because I want it to be a somewhat fair comparison. So, Now, if we take a look, again, so we're going off base of the draws, right? I was loading until I actually have like, you know, what 60 more draws in this one. So 60%, 60 more draws. So we're calling this about even draws, right, on the screen. It's less primitives, sure, right? So it's like it's not going to be exact, but it's a randomly generated world, hard to get exactly. Game is more in this case. There could be more enemies. Draw is less. RHI is more. So again, probably more things. GPU is about the same. But overall frame is lower. Oh, because draw was the bottleneck before and draw dropped. So in an unscientific one here, about the same. In some aspect it's more, some aspect it's less. Again, if I was to do this again and probably would try to get 2,000 draw calls again, I'll probably get a different result, right? Because again, this one's the least scientific in that sense. Because if I go ahead and kill enemies as I go, yep, yeah, that's fine. Yeah, because in our test I was killing enemies, to be fair. Oh, right there. Right, because I think we unlocked a card in the first test, so. Okay. Final test. Any difference? Let's find out. There we go. Game is less. Draw is less. RHI is pretty much the same within 0.02. Oh no, RHI is a 0.34, not 0.84. That's 34, so RHI is also less. GPU time is less. Everything is less. Frame is less. Draws is, I mean, as close as I can get. Prim is a lot lower. Right? So that's probably where it's coming from. So again, it's this one's less scientific, but either way, it is not worse, it is only better, is the overall consensus. It is same or better across the board for performance upgrading to 5.6. So I would say that if you can upgrade to 5.6, it is worth upgrading to 5.6 purely for performance. Not even obviously for tools and anything you might need, yes. But on a performance level, is just you should update to 5.6 for just free performance. Hey Terry, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. Does the lighting look different? I wasn't looking too close to the lighting, but oh, you're right. It is looking different. I feel like it is looking different, but that's hard to say that it's because
pausing for ads.
I mean, that could be like any number of things. That could be lumen settings. That could be like, yeah. I mean, it's temporary lighting anyway, so to me, it's not a big deal. I think there's less bloom. I think what we're seeing is just less bloom. So, like, if I want to, I can, adjust that. But still, totally worth it upgrading. Would recommend. There's no moral of the story. But now that we've updated, performance aside, we can fix up the AI stuff, which is what the main reason I wanted to update as soon as I could. Because there's some nice new state tree stuff. So, yay! So looking forward to that. Yeah, state trees. That's what we're using for all the AI. You looking forward to seeing that then? Yeah, all our AI right now is using state trees. It's kind of nice. I like it. Okay. So let's fix our freaking characters. So let's start with the one that I know is bugging out. We're going to do all of them, but things that we're going to need to do. Oh yeah, we have this. So they changed it so we don't. We can just say any or all complete. Which is great. We'll be able to like actually mark these. This thing I can now mark as finished, actually. And then I can just control if I actually wanted to finish or not. So we'll probably go through and then modify all that down the line. But the main thing is on the root, we have a tick event that updates the movement speed. Oh, this event, sorry, on tick, here, it goes to death. But this on tick does not need to happen every literal tick. We can have this happen every 0.1 second. Just 10 times a second, check if we're dead. I'm okay with that. And that's a big one. So all of our tick checks will no longer be running at like 60 frames a second plus, right? Depending on your frame rate. It will happen just 10 times a second, which is honestly something that behavior trees had, and I was wondering why they didn't put them in state trees, because that's such a big thing. Not everything used to run on frame. They used to happen like several times a second to just check, like, you know, just check if you're in an area or check if you have a little sort of stat. If you're delayed the death animation by 0.1 second, that's fine. No one's gonna cry. Or less than 0.1, because at 0.1 that means the previous one would have triggered. So, but it should go to death. On tick, priority critical. This should I have focus target off. Why do I have focus target here twice? Well, there's the problem. Here, I'll move myself because I'll probably be in the way. Let's put myself here. Replace with there should be a stop active movement. Why do I have two stop active movements? I have stop active movement here. Oh, now I have only one. Okay, I guess I realized now that I don't have multiple stop active movements. Okay, so now that should be better. So theoretically, the skeleton should not, because I think this is the one that kept moving. Yes, this one has stop active movement. Yeah, so I think I just missed stop active movement on this one. Okay, so now what we need to do, also we have this nice icon that shows it has a tick. So theoretically, I see tick here. This has connection, so nothing else should be on tick, right? I'm just checking if we have any transitions on here. State failed. No, I think we're good. Okay. Now the root. Oh, it has on tick, but it doesn't show it's on tick. It only shows if it's custom. If I do this. Yes, if I turn this off, it goes away. Ah. So that icon's for custom tick rate, not just all ticks. Which is a little unfortunate. A little unfortunate, but we can survive. Yeah, the rest is all fine. So we have to just go through here and just say custom tick rate 0.1. Now, I believe this will only affect this node's tick rate, not anything below it. Because each one can have its own tick rate. So I think this should be fine. I'm just checking that it has stop active movement, but I think it was only that mob that was running away. So I think we should be okay by just setting all of this to 0.1. And honestly, we could run a performance test to after this as well. Because theoretically, we should get some performance on this check because it's no longer checking that every time. Because the condition here was checking. It's only a gameplay tag check, right? But still, not having it happen on tick, I think, is going to be kind of nice. The only downside that I can see with this, by the way, is it's a custom tick rate for all of the tasks. It is not a custom tick rate per task. So if I want like a task of being like 0.1 and another one of like, you know, every 10 seconds, I couldn't do it. Not a big deal. But at that point, that's small stuff. Okay, so this one could potentially have a lot more. So again, this custom tick rate. So the boss ones are a bit more intense. On tick, go to root. Yeah, so we actually have this on tick, go to root. We could do that. On tick, another on tick one. I wish I could set the default custom tick rate for everything, like across the board. Like I wish I could set a default custom tick rate. Just enable custom tick rate for everything, kind of thing. Yeah, on tick as well here. Once it succeed, we're fine. On tick. I did a lot of on ticks. And I did a lot of on ticks because I just have to do a check that whenever this happens, because you don't have what's it called? You don't have like a way to just trigger something like immediately. I wish I could use like an actual event dispatcher to trigger like where this goes. That would have been so good if I could do that. They added a dispatcher that you can have a basically task to task dispatcher, but it only works up the tree. I believe it's kind of weird. You know, it is what it is. Actually, I just realized the combat stuff. Maybe the other ones did have stuff for on tick. I really should go through every node. But every single one here I'm putting as 0.1 has tick. Okay. Let me go back to these real quick. I'm gonna actually open them. Ah, yeah, they do. They do have it. Yeah. I should be going through these and putting them all 0.1. So we should hopefully we should get an upgrade. But there is still one thing that I want to really rework for the mobs, and it's not like AI stuff, although that'd be always good to do. It's the spawning, because I don't like the way I spawn. It's still using the old room manager system, and it's the only thing left that I'm using in the room manager system. So I think we should figure out a good way of spawning mobs, ideally, and ideally a way of unloading and reloading mobs as well. I don't know the best way of doing that as of yet, mostly because I don't know how other games do it, and if I find out how other games do it, it'll probably be better. Like an object pool. Well, basically, like, I'd only want to load mobs that are effectively within my area, right? Within a radius of me. If they're too far away, I don't need to load them, right? They're too far away. And I also I don't really need to load mobs in places behind walls where I wouldn't be able to see them anyway. In terms of like, I mean, okay, those I should probably load anyway, because depending on how I move, I might just move into those. But like on an area around me, I want to load mobs. So that's, which I have the setup already. But I also want to load like only a certain amount of mobs in an area. And so yeah. But I want multiple like locations. So I haven't figured out like the best way of like fully doing all that. It's basically like games like Path of Exile, right? Path of Exile, Diablo, right? I can assure you that the mobs are not fully loaded when they're far away on the other side of the map, right? They probably load in when you get closer and unload when you get too far. But they have to keep that information, right, of the mob. So at least I'm assuming they do that, because that would be smart in terms of like, for more performance, you don't need to load something far away. Like if I run through the map and I de-aggro like most mobs, they're just there, but they're still doing the AI stuff in the back, and I don't need to pay the cost of that in performance because they're still loaded. So yeah, I think of a good solution basically for that. You have clustered of small mob zones that once you get close, they're loaded. The problem with that is you can't just do that, because if you move away from that area, you don't want to unload the mobs, because the mobs could run and chase you, and they could be right next to you, and you just happen to run out of the area, and then the mob disappears. We don't want that, right? So what probably needs to happen, and this is what I'm thinking of doing, is making it so when a mob is too far away, it swaps to a temporary actor that stores all the information of the mob, like what mob it is basically, and it's like health and things of that nature. And then when the player gets closer to it, it swaps back. Now, the swapping back part is easy because we can just have the actor have just a big sphere or box collision, and on enter of the player swap, right? Then we like, cool, he's within range. But it's the leaving that I haven't quite figured out also, because I don't want to do a check on every mob on the distance to the player. And I don't really feel like putting a massive sphere trace or sphere collision on every single mob either. That, I mean, I could do like a trace. I guess I could do like a trace every like 1 second, to be fair. It doesn't need to be an often trace, right? Every second I can do a simple trace on a radius. And then be like, cool. Are they within? No, yes, and that's it. So actually, you know what? Maybe we do that. Yeah, that's probably not a terrible idea. But then we still need to figure out then how do we figure out how many to spawn. Right? How do we say, here are all the locations? How do we know how to spawn them? Because we won't know how many locations there are in the map on load. We don't have that information. Because it's procedurally generated. And because it's procedurally generated, we don't know how many rooms, and we don't know how many like spawn locations because different rooms might have different amount of spawn locations. So we'll need to figure something out. Yeah. But I think swapping to an actor that does nothing, like on distance, I think is the smart thing to do. And that way, theoretically, it should be better. We'll try it down the line once I swap all of the ticks on all this. Thank you, Epic, for adding this in. I wish they added the cooldown system also. Because behavior trees have cooldowns, and they did not bring that over. But, you know, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. One thing at a time, will be fine. I guess while I'm doing it, I could think of or talk through what we're gonna do for the check. What are our options? I mean, I could keep the room manager. Because the way it works right now is I have a room manager, because it's all assembled through rooms, like blocks. And then the room manager picks a set number of the points in the room and marks those as spawnable. So technically I could just still use that system. And just have the, like, you know, it picks a random amount of them. It would be nice to just not need the room manager anymore. Is the only reason why I'm like, it'd be nice. But I guess it's, you know, we'll survive if we need it. Because we can't go off of like how many are on screen. We can't do like, you know, if a certain amount of mobs are not on screen, then spawn more mobs kind of thing. Because I think that can get that could potentially mean that you don't spawn very many mobs at all if you just carry your group of mobs that are next to you through the entire map, and then none of them get marked as spawned, and so you just have like 8 mobs in the entire map, which, you know, is not great. Not great. Did we go through all of these? Yes. This guy we finished. So I think our our best case is to use the room manager. Or the alternative is if I'm okay with not having random spawn locations, and I have set spawn locations. If I have set spawn locations for every room, then right, problem solved. I don't know if I want set spawn locations though. That's my only thing. I don't know if I want to do set spawn locations. What spawns in those locations can be random. Yeah, the what spawns in those will always be random. Yeah, absolutely. Just the location will be not random. And to be fair, after they spawn, they have AI that will make them wander a little bit. So maybe it's not a big deal at all about that, because when they wander a little, they won't be all exactly in that same, like, standing still in that spot kind of thing. Theoretically, maybe we do that. It's less computing. That doesn't, in terms of gameplay, like enjoyment, doesn't change anything, I think. If anything, it might introduce like some like planning, like, oh, I remember this room. Mobs are in like this area if you see it like from a distance or something. Sometimes the 80% solution is the best solution. Yeah, that's true. I've definitely like overcomplicated certain things and then like realized it's not adding anything and then scrapped it. So yeah, I can absolutely I'm fine with that. So that might be what we do. And then we don't need the whole room manager. Yeah. And then we have more performance, which is great. Originally, the plan for this, because everything is using level instances in 5.5 or 5.5, right? They introduced the experimental, I think. It might be beta, but I think it's experimental. Method of baking level instances and like loading in baked level instances. And so theoretically, I mean, we'll get a lot of performance back when we remove Lumen and make it baked. Obviously, it's still like dynamic lighting for the player, but that would do like a lot. So we'll see. All right. Whenever I end up going with that, I'll say this. I would not be testing baking of it with my current assets, which I got from somewhere else, because to do baking, light baking is what I do at work. It's how you can create like insane environments that run super well, right? That's what games used to do. You would bake your lighting and then you have like amazing looking detail and like bounce lighting and everything for like a fraction of the price. You know, that's kind of how it how things were before. So that's why I'm like, probably. Hold on, why is this on event defeated? Wait a second. Why is this on death go to? Wait, did I introduce a event? And I just... Hold on, I think I just realized I did a smart thing at one point, and I never put it on all the enemies? Why? I wasn't fully smart, but I was somewhat smart, I think. Let's find out. On death. Yeah, it's since the event. Defeated. Wait, so then why am I doing on tick for the death thing? God damn it. I need to be doing this on event, required event defeated. Copy. Priority critical. Just gonna copy this. Okay, let's go back to the all the mobs. I'm just gonna look up with them because these were on tick. What? That's so much better. Good job, past me, but also, what the hell past me? Means I can reset the custom tick rate. I don't need it. We're just doing events. Yeah, because it's on tick, go to death. No, on event, go to death. That's great. Why did I only put it on one guy? I made this great change on one mob, and I was like, nah, you know what? He's the only one deserving. Hey, Zero, welcome in. How's it going? Hope you're doing well. February 6 didn't break anything, did it? Nope. No. But at least on a blueprint project, I've personally never had a blueprint break or things break upgrading a single version. Personally. Doesn't mean it doesn't happen, but personally I've never had it, including this time. We also did earlier in the stream, we actually did performance testing. Since you're on YouTube, you can rewind to earlier in the stream if you want to, where we checked the performance of 5.5 to 5.6. The overall consensus is confirmed with what other people have found, which is if you can upgrade to 5.6, do it, because yeah, it's just a performance boost. Just outright. So yeah. It's in certain it's in pretty much across the board, it is better performance on like everything. So for nothing, right? For doing nothing and just updating, you get a performance boost. So I would do it. You haven't had much time to mess with 5.6? Hey, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. You'll get around to it. You know, 5.6, big one for 5.6 is the performance. I will say, in 5.5, I felt there were more like insane things that have been added than 5.6. Doesn't mean 5.6 doesn't have cool things. 5.6 has great things, like the
pausing for ads.
Instance actors interrupt, for example, which is freaking awesome. But it's not the same, you know? But I know a lot of people are probably very happy with 5.6 because it's a big performance upgrade. Because I know a lot of people were like, stop adding more things, add performance. Or like fix performance issues. They did. They didn't like fix everything. That's not possible. but they did improve in performance. Don't know how. Because I thought it was just going to be, you know, like a little bit here and there. Good stuff. It's good stuff. They keep doing that, you know, maybe eventually, I mean, I doubt it, but eventually, maybe I'll start doing full dynamic environments at work. I really doubt it, but, you know, nice thought at least. Yeah, because right now our bandwidth is 12 milliseconds on a 3090, roughly. That's about our bandwidth right now, which is not high. You've been on 5.4 and then upgrade to 5.5 when you should have. I mean, there's never a rush, right? It's not like you're like, oh shit, I gotta upgrade now. You know, you're fine. You can upgrade whenever, right? You can wait for another like you can wait for like 5.6.2 or whatever, or 5.6.1. You know, whatever it is. Like no, there's gonna be some updates. There's gonna be another decimal point that they add, you know, at some point, because you know, always something falls through the cracks that they need to, you know, patch, kind of thing. So. No, nothing wrong with waiting. It's not gonna know the new tools. I mean, I'll put it this way, right? You didn't need to know the tools so far. So yes, you're not gonna know them, but there's tutorials on them. You can just watch like a simple video, like what's new in 5.5. Or you just go and check out the roadmap for 5.5, and then check out the roadmap for 5.6, be like, what are you interested in? And be like, oh, let's just watch a quick tutorial on YouTube. Because I assure you, for most things, well, maybe not most, for many of the things there, you'll find a tutorial on YouTube. They'll tell you exactly, you know, what's new. You're like a baby with keys. Unreal jiggled the keys of MetaHuman live performance animations, and you went, I don't see a problem with that. That seems you know, too valid. The MetaHuman animation stuff is interesting. It's not live, from my understanding. Like some parts of it are not live. Like you can record yourself like talking, and then it will put it on the character. But from my understanding, that's not real time. I could be wrong, but either way, even if I'm wrong and it is live, like I mean that's pretty good. Let's be honest. But it won't, right? It won't do everything for you. It'll give you a good start on animation, I think. But I think that's all it'll be for a while, a good start. Because let's be realistic, right? What everyone shows in their demos of a tool is never lives up to what is actually what it actually can do usually. Because they show the like most optimal best case scenario for like whatever they're showing off, right? Because they're not going to show off like something worse just because like they didn't, you know, give it the best a chance it had, basically. So. Recent tech demo is real time on stage. 5 terabytes of AI animation learning to get to that point. They show off 5 terabytes of AI animation. Yeah, but that's not like... That's not for a user. I hope that's not like the user needs to put 5 terabytes of AI animation into it to use it. Because that would not be good. But yeah, if it's real time, nice. I guess the question is, how good is it at head movement? Oh, it's a training model for the got it. Oh, like, I'm one of those people that just, I don't care what goes into something. Just, you know, I just want the thing. It's like what I tell people about, you know, a player playing a game. Player doesn't care about what you did to make the game, how long it took, you know, how many hours under the desk, you know, you worked. They just care if the game is fun and does it perform. That's it. Right? Same thing. All right, because if the game is garbage, it doesn't matter if you know, slept under the table, you know, was homeless for it, sold everything, and, you know, they're not gonna care. It doesn't mean the game's good. They want to play it, right? So it's the same thing. I'm like, yeah, cool, yeah, good job them on the AI stuff, but does the tool work? Right? Is the actual tool actually good? And it seemed pretty cool. The one thing that I would want to see, and the only reason I'm not saying like, oh my god, it's amazing, like right off the bat, is I've worked with non-real-time ones that do that kind of stuff, and the big problem with those that I found that use just a camera is head position. When you turn your head and don't look at the, like I'm looking at the camera, but if I turn to the right and then I start talking, right, it doesn't have all the information, and it breaks. And like if you look too far down or too far up, it'll break. So a lot of times you have to look very much forward. So it's a matter of, I don't know what the range of motion is that it can, you know, be fine with. Because that's a big one for those. The other thing is, if it's not a big range of motion, that means you're effectively doing you still need like mocap or animation like for the rest of the body and the head. Then it's like putting a, you know, just straight on. You're just like, okay, this is the animation of the face, but it's hard to do the animation of the face because a lot of times it's also body that you need with it to go along with it, that you need to kind of work together. I don't know if you guys have played the game LA Noire. LA Noire was ahead of its time by like by an insane amount. Yeah, it's the X to Doubt meme. So this is LA Noire. Oh, I'm on this side, right? And this is the face expressions. And the face expression is amazing. You know, you could see he's not saying anything, but you could, right? You could see like the little lip movement, like everything. Because you're supposed to be able to, in this game, detect, you know, whether someone is lying based off of looking at them. And so they had like super high tech like face capturing, and they, you know, put that all into the characters to do all this. But the problem with this, I don't know if it's not quite obvious here, but maybe it is. The head is a little bit separated from the body. The head, right, the face and everything is so intricate that the animation of the rest of the body doesn't quite, you know, doesn't feel as alive. Right. So if I play again, right, again, just if you look at just the body, right, the head, it's a little off. It's a little hard to see probably in this specific one, but if you play like more of it, that's kind of the thing. Here's another one. You can see the body compared to the head, right? Like fantastic face, fantastic, but the body falls short a bit. So that's the only thing. That's why I'm talking about the range of motion in the real-time stuff, right? Because if it can't capture the head, at least that full head movement, that's gonna be a big one as well, right? And then you still have to do the body to match the full expression of the face. L.A. Noire, played that game, great game, would recommend. It is not for children. It does have quite some violent visuals, I'll say, because you're going around like in murder cases, and you know they don't censor it. I don't know, maybe the game does have a censor, I don't know. I'm just saying that in case you're like, oh, you know, let's play that with a family kind of thing, because it is a good game. Like if you want like a detective game, I think it's a real good game. Highly recommend. We got two more. But yeah, time will tell. Time will tell. I've been also on a different note, I guess, speaking of murders, I guess, I've been trying to think of how do I do like decapitations and all that kind of stuff in my game. That's something I mean, I think I might have mentioned it like once or twice in the past on stream. I don't remember for sure, but like at a point in the future, I would like to introduce a way of like you kill a mob and like the head flies off and you see a little pixelated blood splatter, you know, kind of thing. Like I want to add that kind of stuff, because it also, right, blood is splattering everywhere already. Because I just want it to be like a big fun violent, you know, gory mess. Why? Because I think that's fun. That's, by the way, if you're wondering why, because I think that's fun. I think that's a fun visual. My demographic is my demographic is people like me. Well, I said a nice visual. I mean, it is nice in games, yeah. I don't know. I like when games have like when you play Doom, right? You love, I don't know if whoever plays Doom, like that's one of the big selling points is all the gore in the game, right? That's why you play the game, because it's just cool, just fun, like seeing like chainsaw through a mob, blood splattering everywhere, you know, decapitating it. There's like a few games where you can just decapitate mobs, and that's always fun in games. I don't know. Maybe I'm the weird one. I don't know, but those games tend to do well, so I don't think I am. Okay. Totally agree that'd be a nice addition. It feels like your actions actually have effects. Yeah. The only thing is like, the only problem that I thought of that from this is because it's pixelated. It would need to be an entirely separate pixel animation. Right? I could have to, the whole pixel animation with the head off would need to be a thing. And then a head could be a separate thing that you could fly, you know, blood, you know, whatever. But, yeah, it'll require full separate animations for these. Like flip books and stuff. So no, so the reason it's not possible is because mobs are different heights, different sizes. So you couldn't like say like cut off the top part because the animation has them like fall down its side, for example. Depending on the mob, they might collapse, they might fall to its side, but you know, might whatever. And if they're meant to have their head chopped off, I can't just, you know, have the effect basically at the top or at a specific location. So it's the only thing. That's why I haven't. Yeah, flipbooks don't have bones, and they have, and the sockets for flipbooks are just not usable because like you have to put the socket like on every single thing. And you can't really, yeah, it's a whole thing. And if you have large animations and you want to trace with it, because it's a whole thing, it's just not realistic to use them, as I found. So yeah, it is what it is. Let's do a quick performance test. So all the mobs now have 0.1 on the tick thing. I doubt there's gonna be a big performance difference, but we're gonna get to about 2,000 on the draws again. There you go, about there. So this is with 0.1 now. All right, so all we've done now is change it to 0.1. I'll compare it to the in-game before. 5.5 version. Because obviously this was only possible with 5.6, so I'll, for this comparison we can see what the difference is. Wow. From 17 to 14.5. Again, draws 2078 versus 2085. Again, prim's lower, sure. Higher memory. So whatever I'm loading is just more textures. But GPU minus 2 milliseconds. RHI minus 0.7. Draw minus what? 2.5. Game minus 1.3. Like that's I mean that's again pretty good. And if we go off of the GPU like I've been doing before, 13.48 divided by 1586, right? 15% performance boost roughly. Pretty good. I think that's pretty good. Oh, let's performance aside, I need to test the mobs don't run away anymore. I think it was only the one mob, and you find a little skeleton, bro. You're not skeleton, bro. Or skeleton, bro. Why am I only getting these guys? There's the small ones. Okay. Oh, they're not moving. Yes, he's not moving. Good, 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 good. Okay, I think it was just because on him. Right, on him, we didn't have the proper defeated one. Also, like, right, so these guys, right, they fall down into pile. If I want to like have the skull like fly out, right, I would need to modify these sprites to not have this head in all of them. Theoretically, I wouldn't need to do a full separate animation. I could just do a mask on the sprite, right? You just mask out the part you don't want. But depending on what, like for these, it would work potentially because it's just bones. But if I want to do like something like for the other ones, like maybe for these guys, maybe I'd want to do like see the insides potentially or something. I don't know. So I think it could use like separate animations. Oh, right. So we got to fix this still. They're detecting me, which we don't want. Also, I just saw hello. Why is this 3 wide? Why is this so small? That's good. That's correct. Okay, hold on. Let's see that UI thing real quick. Not deck builder. Game over. Size box, scale box. Oh. It's because the size box needs to be based off of. I need to be able to cut. The size is not 1920 here. Size box is on 1920 here. I fixed it for the other thing, but it broke it for this. Could I set size box with overwrite? Set with overwrite. Yes, you can. Okay. That's fine. So that's fine. 1920. From the variable with override. I guess it's not size box. It's a grid panel with override, which needs to be exposed. Just instance editable. So that way here, I can make it not 1920, which I think needs to be pretty much half of the screen, because right, we're dividing it by 2 minus 10. So 1920 divided by 2, and then minus 10 is 950. That should be the correct size of this. So now if we did this, it should work. Let's just double check real quick. I'm gonna give myself 3 of these. All good there. Now, kill me! Faster, please. Oh, you guys are taking too long. You guys are taking too long. We're gonna find more mobs. There we go. There's a bunch of them. Now, could I make a button that loads the game over screen? Yes. But I could just do this. There we go. That seems correct. I'm just gonna add a 4th one for the last test, just to make sure. Excuse me. I couldn't control anything. That was odd. Let's do 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's go. Die. Oh, I gave myself one of the ones I gave myself was this vulnerability. Okay, well, please. Okay, thankfully we have some Zorless, which make our life faster or death faster. Good. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So I can't click I can't control myself. So I think there's a little bug that I didn't realize that I had because I think once I load it here, I never tried moving, I'm pretty sure. So I probably should do something about that. What we can do is on the game over.
Pausing for ads.
We just need to make it so when we do the game over, we probably just need to set the game not paused and set the game mode. Instead of the input mode. And then we'll probably be fine. It's okay, you know, it's not a huge bug. We'll squash it. We'll make it better. Oh no. Tomorrow's Friday. I think for the weekend I'm gonna be releasing the I'm gonna do the tutorial for the spawning like the forest and stuff behind me. Tomorrow I might do some PCG on stream because I might want to do a scenario where I swap like 2 environments around. Like I did the demo right of me running around and spawning a forest. I think I should have the recording. Oh, yeah. I showed this off, right? And like, this is cool, but I wonder if it'd be better if I also had it where if you're like in a desert and you're running through it and then it gets replaced with like lush trees at the same time, because to show people like how you can utilize this. The only thing I need to do is make this able to be saved, the state of this be able to be saved, and that's the main one. And yeah, so we'll see. So I'm gonna do one of these. Set the game. Actually, we just put in this function because this only happens at the end. Set the game. Unpaused. Set input mode. Game UI. Only reason I'm doing don't hide cursor during capture, flush input. Only reason I'm doing gaming UI is because at a certain point, for some reason, they had controller issues when I didn't do and UI. I don't actually need the UI. Be cool instance of how to use that. You know why it made you think of Mario Party minigame? Minigame usage. I'll be honest, I have never played Mario Party, so I don't know the reference, but I'll take your word for it. The only Nintendo console I ever had was a Wii, and it wasn't for very long. It got snatched from me, basically. Let's see if this works. Yeah. There we go. Perfect. Zorla's the best one to kill me quickly with. There's a bunch of mini games. I personally only played Crash Bandicoot's first one. I mean, that sounds cool. Hey, look at that. Fixed. Kind of important that when you press to go to the hub, you could actually, still play, and it doesn't just lock you in place. Okay, awesome. So we fixed that. We have the we fixed the UI bug. We improved the performance in UI. Do we go to then reworking the spawning? So while we're on the UI characters front, should we just rework the spawning right now? I think that would not be a terrible idea. Well, you know what we can do? To make it so it doesn't cost us anything extra, for swapping the mob to the actor, we can just put it in the AI stuff. Because in the state trees, I just grab any one of them. They all use a get distance to player, but on this get distance to player, I have a timer here, and it's calculating the distance. I have the distance to the player, so I can just put it here to just swap it. And that way, I'm not doing any extra calculations. The calculation's already being done to me. I'm just gonna do a simple comparison check of a distance thing, and then we're good. And then it'll just swap, and then it'll swap back. I think this is gonna be good. We're gonna increase performance. Okay. I like it. Let's put it it'll probably be under enemy. Let's make an actor here. Do you guys like this smaller menu? Out of curiosity, what are your guys' thoughts on this smaller? Like, everything is smaller, right? Do you guys like it? Are you all for it? They also moved animation blueprint here, which, sure, I guess. I feel like they actually was level here before. I don't remember. But it's smaller. I don't know why. Anyway, blueprint class actor. This is going to be our dummy enemy. So we need to store certain things. What we can do is we need to store what? We need to store what mob it is. Right, that's gonna be important. I'll even make a BP enemy here. Then we also need to store the current health. Current health, max health. Is there any way for me to like? Well, max health, I don't think I'll need to. I think I just need current health. I also need to know if it is elite. If you're wanting to understand what was the next task, you had a smaller menu. You have to keep re-clicking higher / lower to get the whole thing in your window sometimes. Ah. Talking as if I'm not still under using 5.4. Nothing wrong with that. You can keep it 5.4. If you update, I would go update 5 to 5.5 and then 5.6 instead of going to 5.4 to 5.6. Just from personal experience, I haven't had much issue going up one single version at a time. I don't know if you have no problems going multiple versions at a time. Personally. Okay, so we have the what character is being spawned. We want to update their current health and whether or not they're elite. Is there anything else we'd want? I don't think there's anything else we'd want to change on them. I feel like if you're swapping to this, you're already too far. Like, any debuff effects should have been worn off because you've gone too far away from them. Debuffs effects will wear off. Or we could check for debuffs later, but I'll add a billboard so we can actually preview it later. This is a fine billboard. Character current health elite. I want these to be exposed on spawn. Handsome lizard. It's a dragon. This is a dragon. I think Epic has confirmed that this is a dragon. I think it's this one. trying to think, what else could we want to keep? Because on initialize, right? They'll get all the information. I think this is all. So we're gonna need a new function though here. Reload enemy, let's say. We don't need we just need the current health. And we need the elite. Dragons are flying dog lizards? No? Wait, what? Wait, what do you mean dog lizards? Why dog? I don't think they're man's best friend. Nope. This. Mm-hmm. Current health modified. This is fine. Theoretically, this should be fine. Oh, you don't know why? Wait, I thought you came up with that, so I was like, oh yeah. That's why. Yeah. I thought you're gonna explain all that. Wait. I was checking for the boss. No, where's the elite? That's the boss. Oh, I'm looking at death. Whoops. Event graph. Spawn mob stats. Yep. Okay, this is the elite. So I want to check if it passes this and does not come from here. You cannot defend why you added dog. It felt right. Nothing wrong with that. But next time you gotta stick to it. Look, if you say something, that's it. That's law now, right? If you actually say you don't eat carrots, that's it. For the rest of your life, you must not eat carrots. You can't be a liar, right? Nobody likes a liar. So you gotta stick with it. That's how the world works, right? We can't have liars. Same way we have to have people stick to what they say. If you call him a dog, he's not a dog, and you defend it until your death. Why? Anyway. Untrue. We can I can reverse this. I guess I can just do I should do a check. I could do a check that just says like not reloaded. I can add a new gameplay tag and just check if a mob is not reloaded. And because we're gonna do the reload enemy here. Oh no, I need to read. Custom event, make elite. I'll probably need this at some point. And then I'll need to do a false. False here, and then we'll just do a custom event. Remove elite. So here it's going to set it back to 111. This will set it back to 11. Remove gameplay tag. Elite. And then don't enable elite. And the character stats, we need to do a disable elite here. So it's max health times 2, and then we do a reset health. Let's do is it character? Yeah, we need to do a disable elite. And the disable elite, it'll be divided by 2. We're gonna make sure that they're an elite before we do this, of course. But this is just in case. Basically, when we spawn the mob, right? It can check. It can roll to see if it's an elite. And if it is an elite, we need to undo all the elite stuff, including like the extra health and all that. Disable elite. So that's what this is setting up here. Oh, I don't want to do this on false. I just want this here. Otherwise, that'd be bad. Okay. So we have you. So now on reload enemy, we can do a branch based off of whether it's an elite here. And then, well, I need to check if it is matching. So let's do check hashtag. Wrong one. This one. Check that it has whether or not it has elite. And if these match, then we do nothing. If they don't match, then we need to do something. So we'll do local variable here. Current elite. Okay. So untrue here. I'm going to say if it is a current elite or not. Because that means whatever it is needs to be reversed. So if it is a current elite, then we want to do this, remove elite. Because it was not it was a mistake. Otherwise, we need to do make elite. Because that means it was not an elite, but it should have been. So we'll make it elite. Okay. Should be as simple as that. We'll basically run that after a tick after we spawn it. To make sure that everything else loads in. Okay. So we also need, let's go to the testing level, a sphere collision here. Do I want to do sphere? Box might be better. Box is better. It's not here. Box collision. Because I don't want to check like if I'm above, like way above or way below. It doesn't matter. I don't need to check that. So let's put it like here. Like that's plenty of a check. And then the extent, I'm gonna make it 1,000 by 1,000 for now. And I'm gonna make it not hidden in game because I want to see it. Let's make it smaller. Let's do like 300 by 300 for testing, right? I don't want to be wasting time for this. Okay. That's fine. So then we can do set the collisions for this. Collisions needs to custom query only, ignore everything except pawn. And on component begin overlap, I don't know. Actually, get instigator. I was like typing in the detail panel. Interesting. Is player controlled? All right, we just need to check if it's the player that's controlling it and not a random mob. So if we go in here, spawn actor from class, the class will be get class. The transform will be get actor transform. And then, yeah. Delay until next tick. And then we do the reload enemy. And here we just plug in the current health and whether it's an elite. And then Sir Actor. Okay. Now, for the enemy, let's set it up for one of them. Although we probably could set it up for all of them effectively, because we just go to let's open up one of the state trees. I really need to get rid of the behavior trees at this point, probably. But we go to the get distance from player, and we're gonna say that if the distance is greater than what? Let's say, because we're doing a test for 300, let's say 600. Spawn actor from class. This is going to be our BP dummy enemy. The character will be the BP enemy. I mean, I guess from this, I can get the current health and everything, right? I mean, I have an actor reference. Get actor transform. I don't have a class reference. I have an actor reference, so I should be able to just get all the information from it. I don't need the extra stuff, right? Because from here, I can do get character stats. Right. What? AC character stats? No. Get AC. Oh, I guess I. Okay, weird. Get current health modified. And then get check hashtag. Right, I can just not have those need to be inputs, which is gonna be nicer. Now we can remove the current health and elite from here. We just push that through. Yeah, that's a whole lot better. That's a whole lot better. So then here, right, we just have the character and the location. We don't need anything else. Collision handling, always spawn, ignore collisions. And after this, destroy it. Destroy the actual enemy. Because at this point, it should have been swapped. So I think now we should have a successful swap based on distance, and we'll just swap back.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
We won't know until after the ads, though. Perfect time to add a cliffhanger. The distances, of course, will be customized, but good stuff. Good stuff. We'll need to set the distance probably to something that it should be out of visual distance range, like by a good amount. So we'll need to do the math on that. Thankfully, we just use basically the top-down distance tool in Unreal. That'll do the job. Fingers crossed, fingers crossed. Because if this works, I imagine this is going to improve performance quite a bit. I probably want to do this version also on... I mean, the dead sprites probably doesn't matter. Probably doesn't matter on the dead sprites. We'll see. Because all those are already blueprints that are just have a spray on them. It plays a single animation and then it does nothing. So I don't think there's a reason to swap those. Okay. So we're going to replace them with here. Let's go grab ourselves a test enemy. Let's get our good old 3D skeleton here. Here's our test dummy. Ooh. Okay, I didn't account for that. You know what? Oh, what's all this? Okay, so it probably wasn't happy about me destroying the actor while all of this was running. Okay, so what we can do is add a new function on the enemy, and this is going to say unload enemy. And all it's going to do is go to state tree, stop logic, and then destroy actor. And then here we're going to say, what I could call it, unload enemy. Now, we noticed that the other problem was I do need to bring this down. Let's bring this down a bit. Because when it was an elite, I couldn't reach it in height. So let's see. It's an elite. That doesn't seem right. Hold on. If it is, we can't. We made it too big. This needs to be bigger. Wait, which one needs to be bigger? Hold on. No, this one needs to be 300. Put back 300. This needs to be bigger. If it's over 1,000, let's say, swap it. Now, I'm also going to move you closer just from the get-go. Okay. Okay, that's wrong. Okay, that's wrong. Oh, okay, I do need to push it through because unless I store it as a local variable, as another variable. But no, it's actually a reference of the character. So I actually do need to have these. I can't do it this way. Yeah. You're so focused for a while, I didn't want to say anything to break it. Oh, you're fine. Yeah, feel free to. So instead of character object reference, I'm going to change this to a class reference. It's trying to find blueprints. It was being used. I know. Go away. So then we can do just class here. That stays the same. And then we need to put these back as actual exposed. Now, that's all fine. But refresh you. Get AC. Get current health modified. Boom. And then you check for gameplay tag. Addition to nickname blueprints to bloopies. You need to check your bloopies. Hold on. I don't know if that's gonna catch on. I feel like at that point it used to be even sillier to really catch on. I don't think it's silly enough. Check if it has elite. Let me just push that through. That's not right. Character. We just need to get class. So this is all fine now. So why was he okay, the elite part wasn't working though. When we do reload enemy, we check if he's an elite and it is matching the elite. So what's happening is probably that I might need to delay this a bit longer, potentially. It's delayed by, I don't know, 1/10 of a second. We won't see it like in the actual game, so it's fine. Okay. Okay, no. Why he become an elite? Okay, let's get some print strings here. Should have not been a lead at the beginning. False. Yeah. And then whether it's a current elite, it should also be false. Oh, I think I just realized my problem. I did stupid, guys. I did stupid. I just plugged it into the true when I was supposed to plug it into the false. I was like, as soon as I went back to the other, I'm like, wait, did I just notice what I think I noticed? Okay, so if I run away now, yep, and come back. So, okay, the attack thing needs to go away. So when we do unload enemy, get attack arrow decal. Check if it's valid. If it is, destroy actor. Then destroy self. You'll forgive this mistake? Thank you. Thank you. At least somebody forgives me. Because I sure don't. Okay, so we're good. Now, a certain distance, he turns into this. And when I come here, he turns back. Bam. Now, let's see the health. Oh, okay. Should probably lower my damage if I want to test the health part. Let's put my weapon damage back down to where it's supposed to be. Okay, so we hit him a little bit. Health did not update. Visually did not update. That's because I updated the value, but I didn't tell it to update the stat of the actual effect. Wait a second. Character stats. Health. Update it over the health, over the head health bar. That's what I need to do. So BB, enemy. It's so weird seeing all of this here, by the way. Because I'm pretty sure I didn't have options to change the perspective camera and all of this inside the character view. Right? I didn't have I don't think I had it here. And if I did, I guess I never noticed it. So I will say. But I feel like I didn't have access to this before. Maybe it was always there and it was just so out of place. But now it's bold. So I notice it. That's very possible. So we do reload enemy. Here we need to do updates over the head bar. It was there before. So that, yeah, so as always, I'm blind. I'm not surprised. This is normal for me, by the way. This has been like that with me for a long time, where I just don't pay attention to things. I'm not saying that's a good thing. It's just I just know that about myself. You could not ask me what someone's hair color is, even. If you asked me what one of my friends' hair color is, I couldn't tell you. I would go off of stereotypes of what I think his hair color is based off his ethnicity or something. Because I just genuinely do not pay attention. I know my parents' hair color. And the only reason I remember that hair color is because it was oh, okay, I see where I kind of got the hair color from for myself, kind of thing. Otherwise, I don't even pay attention. Okay, let's see if this works. Okay, good. You dodge out of the way. Okay, so let's get him a little half down. Okay, we unloaded him successfully. The arrow also went away. He's at a half down. If we come back, he's still a half down. Hey. That works pretty well. I'll be honest. That works pretty well. Probably not be able to tell, So, what's the distance that we want to set it to be? If I'm here, I'd want it to be a little bit bigger than this. So, Um, wait, what? Why didn't it go to top view? I told it to go to top view. Odd. Where is my character? Why can I not see my character very easily? There's the box. There's the player. Ah, there's the player. Okay, so I just want to know what the distance is here. So realistically, we're looking at a distance of like 3,000, I would say. Where I'd want to unload after 3,000. Okay, so let's set that up. So now we'll change this to 3,000. After 3,000, unload it. And then we'll need to reload it on this box of 2,900, right? A little less. I put you in the corner. Is unloaded, so this is about 3,000. Too little. Do 2,500. I might need to increase it. What's going on? Oh, is it because he was on load? He gets unloaded, quote unquote. So if I run away now, okay. No. Return attack token. Why are you doing something with a return attack token? When I click show, it doesn't even show me anything. I had to compile on that blueprint. It didn't like that. Unreal's frozen. Just don't worry. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine, guys. Okay. Why are we having errors on event tick? Delta seconds could not be found. What? What do you mean delta seconds could not be found? This shit just happened. Why is everything throwing an error? Internal compiler error inside create execution schedule. There's an issue with the node pin manipulation that they were performing this graph. Please contact the blueprints team. I have not seen that one before. Wait, what the hell? What is this? What the shit is this? Well, it's just relaunch. Just reload. I think the reason it's a problem right now is because I'm using a. I think the reason I was having issues is because I'm using a box collision and then a distance thing, which is a round thing. So if I come in at a corner, the distance is considerably further than the radius that I'm setting. Yeah, that's why. So I might replace it with a radius. Plastics bro, nothing TM. I mean, we're fine. See, I think 5.6 did break nothing. I think that's me doing something real weird. That just didn't like. On this dummy actor, we need to not use a box. We need to use a sphere collision. Otherwise, the math just has issues, which makes sense. Pawn overlap. On begin overlap, and we just of these. The sphere can be sphere radius 3,000. Well, this one needs to be for swapping back. So let's make this one 3,000. And then you will make like 3,500. Everything's fine. Math is hard. You know what's sad? What's sad is when I was in high school and I had a trigonometry class, I was basically teaching the class. And here I am, struggling with basic math sometimes. That's what's sad. That's what's sad. Okay, let's see if this works now. Okay. There's the mob. If I run away, oh, I didn't tell it. Oh, there it goes away. There it comes back. I didn't tell it to not be hidden in games, which is why we can't see it. Run away! Oh, okay. Yeah, there he is. Now I think I want to increase the distance because I see him here. If I go full screen. You know what? I think it's a little bit further. But otherwise, that's working great. So we'll probably want to do, let's say, like 4,000. We turn off hidden in game again. And then here we'll make it like 4,500. Now, the only other thing is... So now it should be relatively, if I go to the other corner. And I look at for dummy actor. Dummy enemy. There it is. Dummy enemy, it's right there. And storing all the information. So it's working. And if I come closer. It's fine. Time, he's gonna run away. should have been hopefully far enough away. Oh, there's this still says dummy enemy. Oh, there's dummy enemy too? Okay, so we know it's definitely swapped. And there he is. That looks and there's the health. Everything's correct. The only thing I want to check, aside from the errors. Okay, what's the problem? Tend to run is not valiant pet sec cooldown end time. Okay, I think we can fix this by here when we go unload enemy. I'm not gonna do this as it. Is there any way to convert this to a event? Convert a function to event. It takes it all with it. Oh, that's so good. First time I've actually ever used this as just convert to event. Unload enemy. But that worked great. What I wanted to do though is after I do stop logic before I'm going to just wait a single tick. That's why I'm putting into an event. Delay until next tick. So that way it actually has time to process that it's being deleted before it deletes itself. I wanted to finish any logic that it might have had. Because I think what's happening is it tells it to stop logic, but it does this faster than the rest. So let's just confirm. And again, we can do the test for like 2000 here. Back down for the test. Oh, just the distance is just lower, right? There it is. Run away. There should be plenty of distance. You come back. There he is. We do this a few times, we should be fine. No errors! Bam! That's what we like to see. So now we do back to 4,500. Back to 4,000. So now all of our mobs will unload basically. Right? They'll just swap to a basic actor. In fact, on this actor, I mean, we don't need to turn off tick, but we could, because tick doesn't run if we don't have tick here.
Ads are here. Pausing for ads.
But we could even disable tick manually if we wanted to. Nice. We'll do a test to see if the performance is any better right after the ads. Yeah. Oh, one thing there's one other thing I want to actually add to this. And that's going to be the icon on the minimap. Yeah, icon on the minimap. Because even if I'm very far away, I still want to, I think, see it on the minimap. For now. Maybe I'll change my mind later. But for now, I think I do. Yeah. And I shouldn't need to worry about this for like any mob that is dead, because once it's dead, it should be swapping to like another actor that's a blueprint and should have none of this logic anyway. So I should be safe. I should have 0 ways of getting away that quickly and that far before like it was to trigger. So I think we're gonna be good. Okay, ads are done, so I want to just grab this dungeon canvas object here, paste it in. It's already set up because I just copied it. And now go to the hub. I'm gonna close everything and let's do a little test. Do a little stat unit. Okay, good start. Good start. Reload enemy. How is he pending deletion? Why am I spawning him if... What? What's the logic here? I should be in range of him if I'm trying to spawn him. So he couldn't, in that 0.1 second, he couldn't be being deleted. How am I getting infinite loot? Cam? 4,000. Okay, let's make... Okay, let's go to... Let's just load up... AI, state trees... Go back here. Okay, let's make this instead of like 1,000 more. 1,000 more in the radius. Okay. Okay, so 1,000 more in the radius seems fine. Okay. I want to, because I want to do this for a performance test, I'm going to increase my damage again. Get my damage back up to 1 hit everything. Okay. Now let's see. I'm gonna try running away from them. Okay, you guys are in the way. Please let me run. Yes, run faster. I mean, look, I'm at like, my draws are definitely smaller. Like that feels better. Like my draws are like for sure smaller right now. I'm pretty sure. Because I'm only at 1300 right now still. Frame is at 17. Well, the draw milliseconds is high. Draws is low. The draw milliseconds at 17. Also, here, in case anyone wants to see, I tend to use milliseconds, but I guess for stats, FPS, in case anyone wants to see the FPS, I tend to use milliseconds. So it's like, it's not great, right? It's 60 at 1440p ultra settings, basically. But the draw is what's high, which is interesting. It is consistent though, at around 17. 17, oh, it gets 19. Listen, I can't imagine this is bad, so. But the main thing also is everything's working. We have definitely reduced the number of draws because it definitely went up like this draws. I'm pretty sure because I know for sure it went up to like 3K at one point. In the old version. Although it's going up higher here. I think it's the mobs. 27, 28. Oh no, it hit 3K in this area. What it is also is I need to optimize the blood pools. So the main thing is it's working, right? We're unloading the enemies. It's depending on the map and everything and how far you run. It's if you kill everything, it's not gonna be a big deal. But in other scenarios, it'll help. Let me put the damage back down. So we'll need to do also the thing that I was talking about where we just remove the whole room manager part and I only spawn in certain spots and then right it spawns randomly anyway, but yeah. So we'll need to rework that. We'll probably do that depending on what we do tomorrow. If I do PCG, then not, but if I don't do PCG, then we'll do that tomorrow. But the other thing that I need to do is, and the thing that's kind of hurting us in terms of performance right now as well, that I know I've needed to deal with for a while, is the blood. This. Right? This spawns like 2-3 decals every time. And they don't go away. So, and there's no way for me to even if I eject, I can't search for decals in the outliner, unfortunately. But that's what these are. They're decals. So it'll add up, right? If you have a ton of mobs, it'll add up. So what I want to do is change it so that when it checks if there's already something there, and if there is, then it doesn't spawn it. So we'll just reduce the amount. Basically, it'll introduce a single trace, but I think overall it will reduce the cost of it. So Oh, you're fine. You're fine, Zero. I got it all covered. If anything, you ask me questions and I'll maybe be able to answer them. I'm just thinking out loud basically when I stream, right? Because if I just sat here and said nothing, I mean, I know some people do that, like when they do game dev, but I don't know. Like, where's the fun in that? That doesn't seem very fun. So it's this bloodburst. Which is this, which does the effect, and then where it hits, it spawns this decal. But I think instead of spawning a decal at location, I should spawn an actor with a decal in it, maybe. Or is there any way for me to trace to a decal specifically? Yeah, single trace machine, absolutely, Sindri. That's why I'm talking about it. I might need to put it into a I might need to put the decal into a blueprint with a sphere collision or something. I need to see if there's any way for me to trace onto and detect a decal specifically. I don't think there is, because decals don't have collisions. And without collisions, you can't trace to it. Right? Yeah, it has no collisions of any kind. So yeah, so we can't trace to it. So yeah, we'll need to put it into a blueprint. That's fine. You know what? Before we do that though, there is the whole pack that I migrated over and then I've never set up. If we go to my migrate assets. Where is it? City pack, energy beam. No. Aura, no, not Paragon stuff. Minions, Paragon. Where's this? I guess Mega Magic VFX bundle? No. Maybe? Mega Magic VFX bundle? No. Well, that's a Mega Magic VFX bundle. Demo maps. Aura, shields. There's a... No, it's not this one. I got a blood effects one. I don't remember what it's called. Niagara Blood Effects pack. That's literally what it's called. Did I not even add it to the project? Hold on. Blood. No, it's just I don't have it. Well, let's add it real quick. But basically here, I'll show what it is. Why did it not open it here? Oh, right, because Fav is garbage. I don't know why I even questioned it. So this is the blood effects pack. Why did I get it, by the way, if you're wondering? It's because it has pixelized blood splatters, which is why I got it. So it has the same kind of, on hit kind of effects and all that. But it has an option for pixelated. Which, considering my characters are pixelated, it's pretty cool. Add to project. Show all projects. Thank you. You. 5.4 is when it was last updated. Lovely. Add to project. So we probably should implement this before we rework the whole blueprint blood thing overlapping. Yeah, that whole thing, because this might change how it's spawning and all that. So that probably is a good idea. So there's the blood VFX pack. I'm just going to move it to my migrate assets folder here. Yes. I put all the packs into this migrated assets folder. One for organization. And two, it does not get all of that folder does not get backed up with Git, because I don't really need to back up everything there. And I try to take the stuff that I'm using and move it somewhere else. If I've modified it, then I move it somewhere else. I could have sworn I brought it in at one point. Maybe I brought it into somewhere else and opened it. Or maybe I'm just, I'm just going insane. That's, also very possible. I'm not going to throw that out as a possibility. I really wish Epic would introduce an option that when you bring in a pack of any kind, you can specify where you want it. That would be so good. Okay, are we good here? Can I delete this folder? Okay, so blood VFX pack map emitters over pixelate systems. Yeah, this is the one we want. Yeah, I totally looked at this at one point. So this is all pixelated stuff. Take a look. So this is why I got it, because it's there's some cool stuff here. Some effects, characters, right? We're gonna need maybe stuff like this. Really? Is it pixelated? Yeah, it is. It is. Although I don't know. Maybe because I have these. Maybe I'll introduce this, and you can see it splatters on the floor by default, and then it just goes away. So We'll see what we end up doing. This looks both like he's being hit, like a machine was hit, but there's still blood, which is... But you can see they all go away over time. So I don't know, maybe... We'll see. We'll see what we do. I definitely don't want it to stay here, like on this thing. So what's possible that we end up doing, I might add like this effect to like on death, like the whole thing explodes and then there's blood everywhere. What I might do is use like on hit, we could use something like this, and then I can spawn my own splatter in the little area around it, and then we can check for logic whether or not like there's already something there from like check the do a trace for it. We can set up a custom trace channel for it. That's probably going to be the thing. It has physics collisions, so I don't know. We'll need to see. I'll think about it. But this is the pack that I want to use. Also, imagine it being attached to a mob and the mob running around with this. That would be funny. If I could use these here, and just have it maintain, like, and not fade out. That would be like ideal almost, because they look really nice. Right? Or just control how long it takes to fade out. What controls do these have? Decal, yes or no. Duration, hold on, duration. 50. What does duration do? Oh, is it how long it takes to relaunch or re-trigger? Decal scale, start delay, fade duration. If I did start delay to like 40 now. Oh, we could totally have it stay. Ooh, okay. So we could use these and just, I mean, I guess have it just fade out after a while as well. Or we just give it an insane number of time and just not have it fade out effectively. Because we could just probably in here in this thing probably have a fade out thing, right? And we just tell it to not fade out. Because spawn decal on the ground. Lots of fun options here. There's BP decal. Oh, it's already a blueprint. It's just a child of a decal actor, which is really smart. I don't, why did I not think of that? I don't know why I didn't think of that. But here we can just tell it not to fade out, and then we can just keep it because I want it to, right? I want to cover the ground in blood. Damn it! I wanna. The only thing is, this doesn't look very pixelated to me. I'm in the pixelated systems map, and this does not look pixelated. I'll be honest. It is randomized, which is nice. But and looks here to be pixelized, right? This is definitely pixelized. So it's using a pixelized texture, but it ends up not looking pixelized for some reason. So I'll need to. What is blots? So we'll need to play around with it a little bit. But totally works. We can control it, randomize it. Maybe make it bigger. Sure, we can try that. No, that is definitely not pixelized. I mean, okay, it is. It is pixelated. Okay, but I don't know if you can call that pixelated. I wouldn't call it. I would just call that low resolution. Because if I go to here and open this, right, this is the resolution that I'm expecting. That does not look like that, right? So something is not translating. So there might be a little bug here with the decal or with the system, which we can dive into and see if we can fix up, etc. It's possible. Again, this was from 5.4 that I migrated this. The last version they supported was 5.4, so we'll see. We might need to do some modifications of the blueprints, but that part should be simple. So, yay! Awesome. We did some good stuff today. 5.6 performance improvements. We got the distance AI working, which I'm very happy about. I've been thinking about that for a while to do, so got that knocked out. We'll do the blood and decal system, and then the spawning. All of that should be basically improvements for performance, which is great. Like, I'm not at the point where I'm like, I should be worrying about performance, but this is stuff that I'll need to do down the line. Oh, import is 1024, displayed at 64. Wait, that's a good catch. That's a good catch. Why is it like that? Compress without alpha. No mask, no sRGB. Filter nearest. Why is it displayed at 64? Max in-game, 64 by 64. Oh, hold on a second. Just real quick. No, that's... Okay. No, I thought maybe it's because I wasn't playing. Maximum texture size. I'm going to remove this maximum texture size. Just real quick, I'm going to... Oh, I'm not even showing. Sorry. I'm going to remove the maximum texture size, and what I'm going to do is change this, super quick, to LOD bias 4, which will get me 64 by 64 actual displayed and in-game by using this, and theoretically... Nope. Even that. I'll need to figure out something. We'll need to figure out something. It's fine. It's fine. We'll take care of it tomorrow or Monday. We'll see. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Back tomorrow for either some PCG or some game dev. We will see. Hope you'll have a great rest of your night, and I'll see you guys then. Take care. Bye-bye.